Hi, my name is Norma Strang. I'm putting this video together because I've got some footage of some lights that have been around me that I know of since July this year. It started with one above my house and I noticed it was very bright for a star. And when I took footage of it and zoomed in a little bit, I could see that it wasn't a star at all. It was something that I don't know what it is. But you will see in the footage following this introduction that it's not a star. It has a kind of nucleus in the middle and it has a ring around the outside and it pulses. So when I started to take footage of it, as soon as I switched on the camera, it would start to pulse at me. And then throughout the night, as I was walking around the house, sometimes it would pulse through my window. So it started with one, and then there were two, and they were in similar places each night and they moved. So when I like to have a bath in the evening, when I went to have a bath, it was over the side of the bathroom coming through the window. There was another one started to pulse from between the trees, so it wasn't actually in the sky like the first one, and its pulse would come through the other side of the window. So some nights I'd be sitting in bed reading and this pulse would come through the window. And then another one started to appear above the house. So at some point there was three. Now the strange thing about this is I thought many things to begin with. It could be a satellite, could be a drone, and I had friends that gave many opinions, but nobody seemed to know what it was. But when I went away for the weekend, it was also there. And there was one evening I was at my friend's house, and when I came out to the car to leave, it was just getting dark and it was above the car park. And I pointed it out to my friend who had never seen it before, and she told me that it was there for about 20 minutes. Now it took me 20 minutes to get to the end of the freeway to go home, and when I got to the end of the freeway it was there, and it followed me all along the road until it was in front of, above my house again. So that made me think that, you know, maybe they're following me without sounding delusional. And each time I went away for the weekend or went to visit friends, the same thing happened. Now, I just recently moved house, and the evening before I left, there were actually 6 of them. There were literally in different parts of the sky and the trees. There was, I think, 3 or 4 in the trees pulsing. There was a new one over to the side of the trees that were in the sky. There were 6 of them. So, and then I wondered whether they would actually come to the new place that I've just recently moved into. And yes, so far I've seen 3. And it's been very cloudy and rainy since I've been here, but there's one between the trees that comes out even when it's light. I took some footage last night and it's very light, and it's just this little light that's pulsing, and then it gets bigger and bigger and bigger, and by the time it's dark it literally looks like it's at the bottom of my garden. It's that close. And I had some friends over recently for my birthday and we were talking about it. I was showing them the footage, and one of them stayed a little bit later than the other ones, and I pointed out to her, so there's one of the lights. And as she was leaving, it was getting dark, and I said, it's a shame it's overcast because the other ones are usually above. And she said, what, like that one there? And it was right above my head, and I said, yes, and that one there. So the 2 of them came out, and I wondered if they were here to visit for my birthday. But I honestly don't know what they are. I've sent them to quite a few people. I sent them to a lady in England that is a bit of an expert on UFOs because it is an unidentified flying object, and her husband's a photographer, and he slowed down the footage and took a still shot, and I'll actually post that still shot of what came back because it absolutely blew me away. And then I started to take a bit of shot of the footage myself, and I've also seen different faces in them as well. I've sent it to my teacher, Dr. Morse. His PA seems to think they're angel lights. She said she's seen them before. But the one thing is, they're around me. I don't feel scared. They seem to be watching me. One of the ladies, the lady in England I sent it to, felt that they were a group of beings that have been watching me for some time, that want to connect with me. And as bizarre as it sounds, I don't know. So if I'm going to pop the footage on after this, and if anyone has any insight as to what they are, I would be very grateful to find out, or if anyone has had similar experiences and know what they are. But as I said, I don't feel scared. I actually feel quite protected with them around. And now I've got the luxury of having an outdoor bath, and when I'm in the bath at night, they're above the bath and the other one's at the back of my head. And unless it's some kind of pervy drone, but it doesn't feel like that at all. It feels like something that that could be positive. And also my intuition's become a lot stronger, and my insight. And I'll do another video and go into a little bit more of what's coming through for me. But just wanted to do this one first to see if anyone else has had similar experiences. So please do make a comment if you've got other videos similar. If anyone's seen anything similar, please post them. And it would be great to get your insight. So thank you for listening, and I look forward to hearing your input. So this, I think it's the 7th of September. It seems to be getting a little bit bigger, this light. Okay, 29th of November. It's starting to rain a little bit, but I can still see it quite brightly through the trees. Standing at my back door, and a couple of shots of this tonight. It's really bright, and it's getting brighter as I hold the camera here at times. So I've just been asking it to communicate with me. And so let's see if you can hear me and understand me, if you can pulsate now. Okay, so no pulsation. I sound like a mad woman. Oh, there we are. So when it pulses, it's like a little kiss. It gets bigger. Now I'm not sure whether it's a sort of nucleus in the middle, or it's a hole. I'm really not sure. So it pulses every now and again. So it's actually between the trees. I've got a few in the sky as well. Not tonight because it's really overcast. But this one between the trees is every night since I've moved to the new place.